The reader is encouraged to read all the 7 tablets of creation, aka the Enuma Elish, in order to get a sense of the detailed creation epic. Having the decoded epic provided herein using the table of names and planets in English and the Niburian names side by side really aids understanding the complex story. I will now put the account into a more coherent story versus the blow-by-blow interpretation previously. The account is very detailed and complex to interpret. Here's my go at telling the Anunnaki creation accounts, specifying how our solar system came into being. From this allegorical account at the point of creation in our solar system, Tiamat, a planet the size of Uranus, had an established orbit between Mars and Jupiter, and held the all-important tablets of destiny, which Enki controls all through the Sumerian written accounts. Earth had not come into existence at that time. Nibiru was captured into our solar system's orbit by Neptune and Uranus's gravitational pull. Nibiru, an intruder planet from another galaxy adjacent, got trapped into our Milky Way galaxy with various hypotheses about whence the planet came. Nibiru's retrograde orbit and sharply different solar ecliptic crossing angle distinguishes it from the other 9 planets, all essentially aligned in the same orbital plane around the Sun. Thus, just by examining our 9 planets compared to Nibiru makes one question whence it came. It's like driving your car down the highway in the wrong lane with oncoming traffic. This going against the traffic flow creates a significantly higher probability of planetary impact collisions. Nibiru's orbital deviation event indicated the celestial battle for planetary position, if you will, making it the focal point of the Anunnaki story, not Earth like our cosmogony story tells. When Nibiru entered its orbital path around the Sun, aphelion, passing the outer planets, introduced gravitational forces that tilted Uranus on its side and dislodged Pluto from its orbit around Saturn, promoting it to a planethood only to be demoted recently by the scientific community. Then, one of Nibiru's satellites strikes Tiamat en route to solar perihelion, and on its next orbital path, Nibiru hit Tiamat directly. A large part of Tiamat broke off and became the Earth, with the leftover debris becoming the asteroid belt, currently located between Mars and Jupiter. The Earth congealed into a solid planet in its current orbit, capturing a moon of Nibiru as its own. Some modern scientific analysis of the Earth's deep rifts in the Pacific, as well as its unusually large-sized moon, have been corroborated with the Sumerian creation account read every spring in Babylon. An impact from Nibiru could also have transferred the seeds of life to Earth, a form of accidental panspermia, versus the intentional one proposed by Dr. Jonas Salk of San Diego, suggesting that intelligent beings intentionally seeded planet Earth with alien life forms. The most important part of the Epic of Creation specifies one additional planet in our solar system, the Anunnaki's home planet of Nibiru, whose aphelion is positioned beyond Pluto in a 3,600-year retrograde orbit around the Sun. Corroborating evidence was provided by the former chief of the U.S. Naval Observatory, Dr. Robert S. Harrington. A gent named Tombaugh discovered Pluto in 1930, and its moon Chiron was found in 1978. Planetary wobbles in the orbital path of Uranus and Neptune spawned the use of an infrared astronomical satellite, IRAS, in 1983 to locate the suspected planet that induced the wobbles. The IRAS produced results indicating a large brown dwarf, 4 times the size of the Earth, had been located without question. A newspaper article was published in 1992 by Harrington and Van Flandern of the Naval Observatory, working with all the information they had at hand, publishing their findings and opinion that a 10th planet had been located in our solar system, even calling it an intruder planet. Zechariah Sitchin and Dr. Harrington, being familiar with all of Sitchin's writings about a 10th planet, met to correlate the IRAS findings with the account he had interpreted from the Babylonian Epic of Creation, the Enuma Elish. Given the evidence reported by the IRAS, other space probes like Pioneer 10 and 11, Voyager, and the corroborating orbital path, planet size, and retrograde characteristics of the 10th planet, Harrington agreed with Sitchin that it was Nibiru,